All right. Hello, Facebook and YouTube world. Hope everyone is doing great. And this light is going to drive me insane. Gosh, I don't think there's anything I can do because I cannot block that sun out. But as we go along, it's going to get dimmer because the sun will go away. It's kind of blinded me. But anyway, welcome with me, Liam Coleman.
Hello.
Liam, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm just about to share this to my followers.
It's kind of blinded me.
Oh,
But anyway, awesome, yeah.
yeah.
Welcome with me.
I'm so bad at using Facebook. It's not even funny. I'm very bad at Facebook.
And I don't know, I've not had anybody tell me, like when you share it, it may be like a few seconds behind.
Yeah,
So,
there's like a 5 or 10 second delay, I believe.
yeah. So it doesn't throw you off. You might want to turn your volume down because that's the only thing I can think of that I've been told. But for those of y'all that do not know Liam, I don't know a lot about him yet, other than what I've researched. But I came across him on Instagram the other day, and I was completely floored. Liam, you're only 17.
Yes. Yes, I am.
That is crazy. And when I heard your voice, I did not, unless I told people and they could see you, there's no way people would think this is a 17-year-old kid singing.
Thank you. A lot of people are very surprised because I just turned 17 in April. So when I was 16, that's when I was playing out the most before like quarantine. So it was always funny when I told people my age and their reactions to like 16 years old. They were like, "Oh my gosh!" So yeah, that's always a very to everybody.
Yeah. Now, did you have a voice change though in the last few years? Did you? Because you don't have a really like Scotty McQueary deep voice or anything, but your voice is kind of deeper. So
I used to be able to.
So did you go through that voice change stage?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I used to be able to sing very high, and so it was a very big change, like a very big thing I had to get used to, like switching from like singing all these high songs to like trying to find all these like lower songs. So that's when I like started covering more like Chris Stapleton, like a lot of different stuff. So I like my voice now than it was before.
I think most guys say that they like their voice better after they go through that voice change stage. I've always imagined, I mean, as a woman, I can't imagine that. But as a just as a boy going through that, but as a singer going through that, that's got to be really. I mean, did you have to change other than finding different songs? Did you have to change anything about the way you sang or?
A little bit, but it wasn't too like extreme because when like I had like that voice change, like I wasn't playing out yet. I was just kind of playing for like friends and family when they came over the house. So it wasn't like that dramatic. And also I was kind of just starting out at the same time. Like I just like at the time was teaching myself how to play guitar and I was just learning all that. So it kind of was like a good thing because I was in the just starting out stages of everything.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Well, it looks like we have a few viewers on already. Of course, you know how this works. The majority of people are going to watch the replay later. But since I've just talked you up in your voice, let's just go ahead and start this out with a song.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna play my brand new song that just released last week or really last week. I wrote a quarantine song and I wanted to release it somehow. I couldn't get to any studios, so I recorded the vocals here wherever the microphone is. I recorded the vocals here and I sent it over to my friend Bobby Cook from the duo AGT, and he put all the instruments on it. And then Kevin Ward, who's a producer around here, he put guitar on it and a couple other instruments. So I want a big thank you to them for helping me get this song out.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's called The Good Days. So I hope you guys enjoy. Ride around town with your friends with the top down, going Going out to your favorite bar, inviting all your buddies another round, playing loud shows with people singing along. Those days weren't so bad. Those were the good days. Bring those back. When you can shake your neighbor's hand without catching this or that. 'Cause we're all in this together. So let's work as a team to bring back those good old days for you and me. Going to the store without the gloves and a mask, watching a home run get it into the stands. Other than online work and online school, there's nothing left to do. I don't know how many more times I can clean my room. Those were the good days. Bring those back. When you can shake your neighbor's hand without catching this or that. 'Cause we're all in this together. So let's work as a team to bring back those good old days for you and me. Yeah, we missed prom and graduation. Congrats, class of 2020. The hell you've made it. This'll all be over soon, and we can celebrate it. Those were the good days. Bring those back. When you can shake your neighbor's hand without catching this or that. So we're all in this together. So let's work as a team to bring back those good old days for you and me. To bring back those good old days for you and me. For you and me.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
I love that. Now, did you write that by yourself?
Yes, I did. I very rarely write by myself, but that one I did. I wrote it. I was like, because I wanted, like, throughout the entire quarantine, I wanted to write a quarantine song, and so I started writing like a completely different song at the time, and it was talking about just like things that are better than another thing, and so that was like. I was talking about like the good days, and I'm like, well, that could be something. So then I completely scrapped. Well, I didn't completely scrap, but I started working on a whole new song, and that was that song. Wrote it in a night, and we quickly started production on it right after.
Wow, that is amazing that you just wrote that in one night. I mean, if that's not a hit song, I don't know what. I love it, and even though you've got specific references in there to the quarantine. I mean, that can apply to so many things.
Right.
I mean, obviously it's, specific to that and you can tell, but, take a few words out of there and you could change it around a little bit. So, but now, is this your senior year or junior year?
Oh, this is my junior. I'll be a senior next year.
Okay. I thought since you said you just turned 17, it was probably your junior year. So you weren't, but you were affected because you didn't get to have prom either.
Right.
So this would have been your first junior-senior prom.
Right. And I also had a lot of friends graduating this year, so it's a shame. So I wanted to do a little.
Oh, you were going to graduate this year.
No. I said I had a lot of friends graduating this year.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to do something nice for them too.
Yeah.
Reference. So yeah, it's tough, but I mean, we all had a big graduation parade for our school, everybody who graduated, like they lined up in their cars and they did like a big parade route around town, which was really nice to see. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I've got a son that actually graduates high school this year.
yeah,
And so he, missed all that stuff that you're talking about. And, but they haven't done anything for graduation yet. Theirs is supposed to happen in July. Um, so things are still a little bit, you asked me before we went live, things are still a little bit weird here in North Carolina. It kind of depends on the area of the state
mhm,
because we're about an hour, little over an hour north of Charlotte. And like my county is small. We're just a small country county.
yeah,
So we don't have that many cases. Definitely in the way low double digits. But in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, they may have passed 1,000. I'm not sure.
wow,
Um, but so it's a much larger county. They've got a lot of people that are sick. Um, so it just depends on, an hour away from me is terrible. And here it's not that bad. So
yeah,
it just depends on what part of the state is how bad it is. And so instead of like, I know basically the governor made the calls for each state, what each state can do. But then I think each county's kind of deciding what is best for them.
yeah,
So it's still also weird. We're just like barely into phase 2.
yeah.
So
I think we just started phase 2 this week, so like restaurants opened. Um, uh, I think like breweries opened, restaurants opened. I'm not really too sure what else, but like last week it was like barbershops, pet grooming.
yeah,
So it's getting better here. The numbers are for sure going down, and a lot of people are like starting to hang out again. And a lot of like the beaches are open here. A lot of people going to the beach. So, which I think I might
yeah,
go to the beach soon because I honestly really miss the beach right now. So, but uh,
yep,
it's kind of getting a little bit back to normal, as I guess you could say. So, as much as it,
yeah,
you know,
much as it can. Yeah. I still wonder how it's going to be when I can't even say when it's all over with because I don't know. I don't think any of us can even think when it's going to be over with. But when we're out of these phases and back to whatever is supposed to be normal, um, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird.
yeah,
Um,
like gonna be.
but
They're calling like the new normal or whatever, like no handshake,
yeah,
which is like, I don't know. I just a lot of the stuff they're saying, I just can't really picture with like it's weird. It's definitely weird. It's definitely something we're all gonna have to get used to, but hopefully it's not like this for a long time.
yeah, it is definitely weird. And it's really weird, like when I talk to my son about it, or, somebody his age, like you or something, y'all are too young to remember. Like I know you weren't born because my son wasn't born. I was actually pregnant with him when 9/11 happened
Mm,
and how that just affected the United States so much. Y'all just heard stories about that over the years. And
right.
then now something like this, we never thought there would be anything worse than 9/11 that, my generation has seen. Of course, prior to me, there's been bad stuff too. And then all this stuff happened, and we're like, oh, wow. All right. This is definitely out of the realm of anything anybody ever thought of.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely scary, and it was a lot scarier in the beginning, but like I'm still scared of it, but it's like as it's going down, like the numbers and everything, like I'm getting a little less stressed about everything. I guess you could say because like I have my
Yeah.
first show this weekend, which is really exciting, and then I have
That's
like
great.
yeah, and then I have like 2 more in the coming weeks. So I was supposed to be booked up throughout the entire summer, but a lot of the places I messaged today, and they said that they weren't bringing back live music for a while. So select places are bringing back music. So I got a couple shows, which I'm very excited about.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I know that you artists are going nuts not being able to play and ready to get back out there, even if it's just at half capacity.
All right.
Um, but I think that's the way Nashville is, which they've already been having live music, but like they could only have like a singer and a guitar player, two people on stage. That was it. And the restaurants were like, I think at half capacity, and the tables had to be 6 feet apart. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of restrictions, and they're still in that phase. But I think they're getting ready to flip over maybe to the next phase. So we'll see what's happening in the big Nashville if they all get to get out and play again. But everybody was ready to, and then all this other stuff happened. So kind of took us backwards a little bit, but
Yeah.
hopefully your show goes great this weekend.
Yeah.
I know you're ready for that.
Oh, 100%. I love the Instagram and Facebook lives, but I also, like, before all this was starting, I was trying to put together a band, and I couldn't have picked a worse time to put together a band because nobody could get together. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing a social distance practice with some people soon. So like a band should be coming soon, which will be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that.
That's awesome. Now, did I read correctly? Are you already signed with a label?
No, I am not.
No.
I
Okay.
signed with a artist development program out of Nashville.
Artist development. Okay. Okay.
So Cloud9, they're an artist development program out of Nashville, Tennessee, and I signed with them around Christmas time, I think.
Okay.
Christmas time.
I just saw, I was trying to do some more research on you before we got on, and I just saw Cloud9 Nashville, and I didn't know if I didn't look them up, so I didn't know if they were a record label or what. So, artist development. So, what do they do with you? They just help you get your music out there and that kind of thing.
Yeah, they help you get your music out there. They help you like branding wise, social media wise. They help you with really kind of everything you need to know. They like show you around all social media and around the whole music business. So it's really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
Yeah,
There's a lot to it, but such a fun ride to be on, though. Now, now correct me if I'm wrong again. I may have read wrong again. But other than the guitar, you also play the drums?
Yes, I play the guitar. I play the drums. I guess you could say I play the ukulele. I don't play it a lot though. That's just kind of something I do around when I'm bored.
Wow.
I can play the harmonica. And yeah, and then I play like the cajon too, like little percussion like on the side for friends every now and then, which is a lot of fun too.
Impressive. Impressive. Okay, so I guess for songwriting, the guitar is probably the best instrument.
Yes.
But
Yes.
what is your funnest to play? What do you enjoy playing the most?
I love playing the guitar, but drums is just I feel like drums is just way too much fun. Just like going crazy back there because I was a couple years ago. I want to say like 2 years ago is maybe accurate. I was the drummer in a rock band around Worcester County, and we played a bunch of different places and stuff, and it was a lot of fun playing the drums and for like rock music. But guitar is definitely like my favorite to play at the moment, but drums will always be like my favorite instrument to play.
Oh yeah, Taylor's on here with us now. Hey Taylor. Yeah, I wanted to play the drums so bad when I was a kid. Kat's jumping on here, but she said she was going to keep her mic muted because she's babysitting.
Hello.
Hi, Kat. Kat, Liam, Kat.
Hello.
Everybody, y'all remember Kat, my lovely co-host. She is babysitting, but wanted to still tune in with us. So if she is muted, that is why. In case there are wild kiddos in the background. How old are the kids you're babysitting?
Oh, I'm not muted right now. Whoops. That would happen. One.
Oh, just one child?
Yeah, and she's one. So if I'm walking around, that's why.
Ah, gotcha. All right. Well, if you need to mute, you're fine. Just hang out with us. If you want to jump in, jump in.
Cool.
You know how this goes. All right. So where were? Oh yeah, the drums.
Yeah.
I wanted to play the drums so bad when I was little. but of course my parents wouldn't let me because they feared the sound that would be coming out of my room.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and then I did have an electric guitar because I begged for it, and I got it for Christmas one year and took lessons. I learned how to play Stairway to Heaven, and that was as far as I ever got with it.
Yeah, no, I had to learn that song for I had to learn that for guitar class like sophomore year.
I think that must be like the first song to teach or something.
I constantly play it, but like I specifically remember the day, and it was we were in the car and we were looking at a piano because my sister was thinking about, or no, I forget why we were out. I forget why we were looking for a piano because this was years before my sister started taking piano lessons. But my parents asked me, they were like, what do you want to do, drums or guitar lessons? And I was like, I want to do drums. And I was 6 years old at the time. So drums were definitely like more appealing because it was just like noise as much as
yeah.
And Green Day was always like my favorite band. So I was like, I'm going to be like Trey Cool. I'm going to be an animal behind the drums. So then when I was 12, I taught myself how to play guitar, but drums was definitely the first instrument that I ever learned how to play. And it was definitely the funnest instrument to learn how to play.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm still messing with this light. This is driving me insane.
I have my ring light, and I always mess with it during my lives because I'm like, oh man, I look way too pale right now. So I'm like,
yeah, I just completely turned my ring light off. So look, that's all sunlight. It's like just and I'm trying to block it, but it is not working. Oh, it's awful. Okay, that's driving me. I am like seriously blinded by this light now. I'm gonna have to turn my computer or something.
It's pretty dark here. Like I said, it's rain and thunderstorms all day today. So.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Okay, how about you want to play us a song while I'm messing with this light?
Sure. All right, so I'm gonna play.
That's the perfect time for it.
I'm gonna play. I think what I'm gonna play next is my song off my first EP. It's called Nothing Beats. This song kind of like it did a lot of work like around here. It was on a lot of the couple radio stations up here, which was pretty awesome. I got to play it a bunch of places, and like it was my first song on the radio, so I feel like I gotta play it. It was
yeah,
first songs I kind of ever wrote, and it's just kind of about everything that I love and love to do. So I figured I'd play it here because it's got such a meaningful thing in like my career so far. So here it is.
That sounds awesome. Ready to hear it.
Man, I am a simple guy. I like simple things, like going out on the lake or watching baseball games. But there are a few things that just can't compete. Here's a list of a few of my favorite things. Nothing beats sitting around a fire in the middle of June. Nothing beats hanging with the boys in the afternoon. Nothing beats standing up on that stage. These are a few of my favorite things. Man, I like hanging with my girl, listening to a little Merle, going down to the river to float, or jumping off the deck of a pontoon boat. And nothing beats sitting around a fire in the middle of June. And nothing beats hanging with the boys in the afternoon. And nothing beats standing up on that stage. These are a few of my favorite things. Man, I like long drives out in the country. Man, I like going to the beach on a sunny day. But there are a few things that just can't compete. Here's a list of a few of my favorite things. Another meets sitting around a fire in the middle of June. Another meets hanging with the boys in the afternoon. Another meets standing up on that stage. These are a few of my favorite things. Another meets standing up on that stage. These are a few of my favorite things. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yay, that was so good. I like
Thank
it.
you.
I know I cannot believe that was your first song that you wrote. All right. So
Yeah.
how old were you when you wrote that?
I think this was like last summer. So I was like 16. It was like the second or third song I kind of ever wrote. And like funny enough, talking about drums, I played drums on that song when we recorded it too. So I played the drums, the guitar, and then the producer played the bass on it, which was pretty cool. But yeah, it was like the second or third song I wrote. I remember the night I wrote it. I wrote 2 songs, and I was like so proud of myself because like I was just starting out writing songs, and I was like,
Yeah.
And so it was just like it was a great night because I'm like, I figured out like that's kind of when I realized like songwriting is something I definitely want to keep going with and keep pursuing, because I was like, I'm like, it feels good when you write a new song and like people like it, you know?
Yeah.
Like so, but yeah, no. So I love that song.
Yeah, that is a great song. It's very catchy.
Okay.
And like right away you just want to kind of you want to move to the beat of it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that one a lot. So you play all these instruments, you sing, you write.
Yes.
If you could only pick one of them,
Pick
which
one.
one would it be?
So what do you mean? Like pick one instrument or pick songwriting?
Like pick playing an instrument, songwriting, and I guess you could have your guitar for songwriting or singing.
Oh man. That's a really hard question.
I love doing that to y'all.
I'd love my guitar for songwriting, but I feel like I'd have to pick singing, because it's something I've been doing like ever since I could talk. So it's like, and even when I couldn't talk, I'd just like scream word like random stuff. Like, so it's like I feel like singing is definitely, because then I can have a band behind me. So
Yeah.
singing is definitely singing is the thing I'd have to pick for that.
That makes sense. Now, do you come from a musical family?
Not really. So I come from my sister. She can sing and she can play piano. My sister does musicals. But I'm kind of really the only person who like does music. My dad took guitar lessons for a while, and my mom took piano lessons when she was a kid. But both of them can't really sing. But
And he says that with a giggle.
my family is like a firefighter, EMT. Like that's where so that's where I'm kind of from. That's what I was always wanted to do. Really, it was either music or be a firefighter. But I was like, you know what, music's definitely like the route I want to go down. And firefighter was always my backup for the longest time. But I'm built like a twig, so I don't think I could really be a good firefighter or paramedic.
Oh, yes, you could. So is your mom or your dad the firefighter paramedic?
So that's actually how they met. They were.
Oh, they both are.
Yeah, so they were when they met,
Awesome.
they were working on an ambulance in Worcester, and so now my mom's a school nurse and my dad's a fire chief around here. So,
Well, tell them both I said thank you very much for their service, both firefighting, paramedic, and a teacher or a school nurse. She's got to be a teacher too with that.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you say that. I started out working with the EMS service. Loved I was going to be a paramedic. And in North Carolina, it may work a little different than up there, but we have EMT intermediate, and then paramedic. So I was in the middle.
Yeah.
and I was going on to get my paramedic. I was going to be a flight paramedic. That's what I wanted to do. But I ended up being a nurse. So best of both worlds. But I love that. So I can definitely see your mom and dad both wanting to be in that emergency on scene first type of career. It's an adrenaline rush. It's like music, but different.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
different kind of adrenaline rush.
I've grown up around it my entire life because my dad was a firefighter for the longest time. So I always grew up around the fire station, always hanging out with them. So I know
Yeah.
I know everybody around here who's working on everything. So it's pretty awesome growing up around all that and just seeing everything.
Yeah. Well, I know this interview is about you, but with your mom and dad being in that business, do you know, did they have to, or did they go to New York during 9/11? Since we were talking about that is why I'm asking.
Yeah. I don't think they did. I don't think they did. No, but we do actually know a couple people who did end up going around that time. So
Yeah.
definitely scary, but I don't think.
Yeah. That was scary times, just like this. Kat, you missed all that. We were talking about, I was talking about how kids his age didn't know anything about 9/11. And now they're dealing with this, pandemic and stuff. And yeah, so we were just talking about that earlier, is why that kind of suddenly came up. But yeah, definitely tell your parents I said thank you for their service. That's amazing work that they do. And they've had to be out there on the front lines during all of this. Which, I mean, schools have been closed down. So I guess your mom didn't have to go to school and work, but did she do something else since she's a nurse, or did she just stay home and be safe?
She she stayed home and was safe. She went in a couple times, like just to do like paperwork or whatever.
Yeah.
We all kind of stayed home and we're safe during all of it. I only went out like on drives. That's about it. That's all. That's the closest I kind of got to leaving the house. I went to my friend a couple times and like we stood across his driveway, and so it was definitely a scary thing. But we all stayed safe. We're all doing good. So yeah.
Well, that's good. That's awesome.
Right now, they're very they watch every single stream. They watch every single thing I do, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, Liam's parents, thank you for your service. Much appreciated. And all the firefighters, nurses, everybody on the front line. Thank y'all for what you're doing, what you've done, what you continue to do. I think it's forever going to be changed for those kind of workers. They're going to always have something different, I think, that they're going to have to do to deal with this moving forward. But let's talk about something fun here for a minute. I just can't ignore it any longer. That shirt you're wearing.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
I'm ready to see them lose.
We're gonna be fine.
No.
Should I switch my hat too? I don't know.
Also, Worcester is more like Worcestershire, like Worcestershire sauce. That's how that's how I say it in the South. Or Worcester, as you like to phonetically say it.
Yeah, no, I'm missing football, but you know what? I also miss Brady, but you know what? People are only talking about Brady. That's not even half of it. We lost everybody. We lost Kyle Noy, Jamie. We lost everybody. So it'll be an interesting season, but I honestly believe that I think we'll be fine. I hope.
Look, when I tell you who I like, I really have no room to give you a hard time.
Are you Panthers or no?
Oh God, no. No. Cowboys.
Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, no. Cowboys are like the laughing stock of the NFL.
Stop it.
I actually like a lot of the guys on the Cowboys. I don't know. They get clowned on all the time, but
they do, and it's terrible.
No, I don't
terrible.
mind. I love Amari Cooper. He's like one of my favorite players. Like I don't know why they always get clowned on.
It's just it always has been, and it's crazy because I grew up in Northern Virginia, so I grew up 45 miles south of DC. So you can imagine growing up as a teenager in the 80s, yeah, that's how old I am. Being a Cowboys fan that close to DC.
Yeah.
So most of my family on my dad's side is Redskin fans.
Yeah.
So I've took crap my whole life about football. So it's all good. But I really don't mind the Patriots that bad.
I don't understand why people hate that. I mean, yeah, I get it. We win all the time, but like
that's why. Why do you think everybody started hating the Cowboys?
Right. I mean,
and it just stuck. And that's why a lot of people started hating the Panthers.
Oh, I see. I liked the Panthers, and I still like. They're good, but I'm a Christian McCaffrey fan. Like I have my like favorite players. I have a favorite player on every team because like I'm a really big football fan. Me and my friends do fantasy football every year. We're always following it, and so like football and baseball are like my two.
That's my two. Yep.
Love them. I'm missing them both right now, and I'm big Boston fan. So
okay, well I should have known. I was going to ask you who was your team in baseball, but I should have known.
I mean, at least you're loyal to where you grew up. I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I've been.
I didn't mean that in a bad way. Say something like,
oh no,
New England. I expect you to be New England sports fans.
I see a lot of people at my school who are like a couple bandwagon fans. They're always following whatever team, and I'm like,
yeah,
you can't be doing that. So it's
well, that's the thing that y'all have to remember. I'm much older than y'all, so the Panthers did not exist when I was a teenager. So I always, ever since I was little, I guess my mom taught me to like the Cowboys. Yeah. So I've always been a Cowboys fan, diehard, through the worst of times and the best of times. So when the Panthers came along, I didn't switch just because I live in North Carolina.
It's so funny up here when somebody says they're a fan of like a team that's not from Boston and the reactions, because it's just like some of my parents' friends, like they're New York Yankees fans, and we always make fun of each other for that. And like I have a friend who's oh my gosh, he's a Seahawks fan. I'm like, it's so funny hearing people when you like ask them like what your favorite team is and they're from Boston or whatever, and they don't say a Boston team. It's wild to me. I don't know how.
I guess especially where baseball is concerned, particularly, I suppose. But for baseball, I'm an Atlanta fan. So
yeah,
I'm a Braves fan through and through, and
I'm a Red Sox fan no matter what. I mean, I was so disappointed when we got rid of Mookie Betts. That might have been the dumbest thing we've ever done. And it's Mookie Betts and Brock Holt leaving. We had the best player in the league in my opinion. Mookie Betts, I think I think he was probably one of the best, easily top 5 best players in the league, and I can't believe we just got rid of him like that. It's just,
I can't believe some of the moves that the majority of the teams make.
Oh yeah, every team. Especially the NFL
and baseball. I'm just
like trades I see in football are just they blow my mind. I'm just like, that doesn't really make sense, but hey, like when the Texans got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, I was like, oh, that's a very bold play.
Yeah, it all boils down to the money.
Exactly.
The money is what it boils down to.
That's what sucks about it. Because like
that's sad. Yeah,
I wanted Brady to retire here, but it was money, and I also don't think him and Belichick were really getting along anymore.
It's money and politics is what it. Money and politics. Now, did you play sports in? I'm talking to you like you're out of high school already, but you're not. Did you play sports in school?
So I wanted to, never made the teams. I always played baseball and basketball growing up, and I was really bad at baseball, and I was even worse at basketball. And so I tried out like in middle school for the teams and never really made it. And so high school was like when I was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep playing town, and because I'm like, there's no chance I'm making it if I can't make middle school level, there's no chance I'm making high school level. So I didn't really give up, but I was kind of done with baseball and basketball because it was just it was fun, but I was just kind of getting tired of it, and that's when I started really kind of picking up with music. So I was like, I'm like, this isn't for me. So like, but it's funny that you mentioned that, because like me and my friend, we're going to hit next week sometime. We're gonna go to one of the fields around here and hit, and me and my friends are gonna play football sometime soon. Like, it's I still play like around every now and then, but I don't play.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it's more fun just to play for fun.
Oh yeah, 100%. Not
because I mean, it's sad to say, even in middle school and high school both, politics are already involved in sports so bad.
Yeah.
And it's who you are, who you know.
Right.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's way too competitive sometimes, and I'm a very competitive person, but it was just getting old. I was like, you know what? Everybody's better than me. I'm done with this.
Your talent just lied elsewhere. That's all. Yeah. It was just meant for you to do music.
I wanted to. What's up?
Sorry. Who are some of your musical influences? Like, who do you look up to, or not necessarily try to copy, but who do you look up to?
Luke Combs, 100%. He's like my biggest influence at the moment, and probably, honestly, I think of all time. It's like a never-ending list, but right now it's Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen, and Dierks Bentley. Those are like my top three. But then, like, for all time, like Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, Green Day, Foo Fighters. I love Nirvana. Like, I love kind of all types of music. I'm a big like rap fan too. So like Kendrick Lamar. I love like Post Malone, Travis Scott. Like, I'm a really big fan of a lot of types of music. So
yeah,
I can never really like label it down to like a certain amount. But then like I also have to think, because like then there's Luke Bryan, Blake Shelton, like all these people who I just like grew up listening to. Eric Church. Like, it's never ending. So, but
yep.
Yeah.
Eric Church grew up like 20 minutes from us.
Yeah, no, I love Eric Church. He's one of the
awesome
people. Eric Church is one of like the first people that I kind of started listening to when I started listening to country music. Him, Blake Shelton, Jamie Johnson, and Hunter Hayes. Those were like the people that I started like listening to, and those were like the people who kind of got me into like country music. Because like I said, I was in the rock band, and
how did you switch over?
So yeah, that's the thing. So I won in 8th grade. I wanted to do like something like 21 Pilots, like alternative rock, and then I also wanted to do like an indie rock band. I wanted to do like a Green Day type thing, Foo Fighters, but country music kind of always had like that special place in my heart. And I was like, well, this is what I've covered the most. This is what I enjoy the most playing. And I was like, I knew that was the road I wanted to go down.
That makes sense. I've heard a lot of artists say that they like a variety of music, but like they were stuck between two different genres and just couldn't decide which way to go.
Yeah, I couldn't decide between rock or country, and I was just like, I'm not the best electric guitar player, but I could be drummer. But I'm like, I want to be the front man of something. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, and I was like, country music, just like I said, it just always had that special place in my heart, and it always like spoke to me the most. But
yeah,
I knew exactly what country music was like after thinking about it for a couple, I guess, years, you could say. Country music was like that. It was I don't really know what the word is, but it was it.
You just knew. Yeah, it was it. You just knew. Well, your voice is made for it. I mean, you definitely have that country tone to your voice. But I mean, and that's weird because you can say that about country singers, but I don't think you ever hear like people say that much about rock singers. Like, oh, you have that rock voice. And I mean, there's a few that you do, obviously, but not so much in country music. It's just like when I first heard you, I thought you were just how do I say it? If this makes a lighter version of Scotty,
yeah,
it makes sense. Your voice is just like a little higher.
Yeah,
or I shouldn't say lighter. Your voice isn't as deep as Scotty, but you have a very similar tone.
Yeah, I like his
That makes
music.
sense.
I like his music. I don't like follow him a lot, but I definitely like a lot of his songs. He's definitely like a cool guy to listen to. Cool guy to be. He seems like a cool guy to be around.
Yeah, I think he would be too. He seems like he would be just down to earth, like everything didn't go to his head, and he seems like he would still be really chill.
That's how it is with a lot of the guys in country music. They just seem like really good people to be around. Like nobody really seems like they have the biggest ego in the world. Like
Yeah.
Luke Combs and Morgan Wallen, I want to be best friends with them so bad. Like Morgan Wallen just seems like they both just seem like the best people to hang out with. They just seem like so down to earth and just like humble people. I don't know. They're really
Yeah.
good to me.
They do. Okay, well, that answers my next question probably then. I was going to say, if you could hang out with any of them, who would it be? So it'd be those two guys.
Yeah, Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen, 100%.
Yeah. Just to hang out, or would you want to collaborate with them too? Like write a song together?
Oh, that's the dream. Oh, if I could
That's
write
the dream right there.
Morgan Wallen, the amount of songs he's written for like other people, like it's just, and Thomas Rhett too. Like I'd love to write a song with Thomas Rhett because that guy never stops writing songs. He's written, him and his dad, Rhett Akins, his dad, like every song you hear on the radio is most likely they took a part in writing it. Like it's just unbelievable to me. Like, and they're just such good songwriters. But Morgan Wallen or Luke Combs, I'd love to write a song with them. Like Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, and Thomas Rhett, those are like the top 3 people I'd love to write a song with because they're just so talented.
Kat, who's your dream to write with? Kat's a songwriter as well. Who's your dream to write with?
Sorry. I really like Thomas Rhett. He's not bad. I'm obsessed with his family. Also, Scotty McCree's kind of a jerk. But
who is?
Scotty McCree. He's kind of a jerk, but aren't we all?
Oh, really? So you met him? He wasn't nice?
I mean, we both went to college in Raleigh.
So,
all
righty then. Well, thanks for disappointing me.
But I would say, I would love to write with like Elvis.
Don't show baby on camera.
No. I would love to write with like Elvis. But obviously he's dead, so.
Yeah.
Hey, that would be cool.
That would be cool. That's like the other influence, man. I don't know how I forgot about him, but Elvis is another influence of mine.
Yeah.
But
baby parent might not want baby on camera. Unless you have prior approval. Let's not have Facebook kill us. Or not literally, I shouldn't have said that word. Kill us in Facebook land. Okay, so let's leave music out of it. So don't think musically.
Okay.
If you could have dinner, hang out with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be and why? And not in music.
Oh, man. They can't be a musician or anything? No?
Yeah.
All right.
You got to think outside the box.
All right. So I'm probably going to name 3 people I'm thinking.
Oh, you're having a dinner party. All right.
Yeah, I don't think I can narrow it down really.
Let me guess. Bill Belichick, Babe Ruth, and Tom Brady.
No, actually, they're all comedians. I'm a big comedy fan, so probably Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah,
Pete Davidson. He's just one of my favorites, and either Jimmy Fallon or Dave Chappelle. Those I'd
have to pick Jimmy Fallon.
They're so funny, and I feel like they'd be the funniest people to hang around with. So I'm gonna
put Jimmy Fallon and Kevin Hart. And let's bring back Eddie Murphy and throw him in there.
Yeah.
Y'all might not even know who I'm talking about, but your parents will.
Eddie Murphy, I know Eddie Murphy.
Oh my God, he is hilarious.
He's hilarious.
I wasn't going comedian. I thought you were going to go baseball or football. I was not thinking comedian. So
I'm a very, very big comedy fan. SNL every week. I've watched almost like every single stand-up special on Netflix. Like I'm very big. So like also like Dave Spade, like all the Grown Ups movies, like Adam Sandler, like
Oh, he's awesome.
Adam Sandler's on the list too. Actually, it's just I'm a very big
He is crazy good at everything he does.
He is awesome. I love him.
Yeah,
he's definitely like somebody I look up to. Adam Sandler, like just because like everything he's done and just how he does it is just unbelievable to me. So
it's crazy good.
Yeah, and then actually, you know what? Dead or Alive, Chris Farley too. Love him so much. He's awesome. Just
All right.
I have a very like I have just like that always just I'm whenever we go to watch like a movie as a family, I'm always like, let's watch a comedy special. I'm always like I always want to watch like that stupid comedy or something. So like
Yeah.
all my favorite movies are like Billy Madison, like Happy Gilmore, like
Oh my God, you sound like my husband. Yes, that's the way he is.
Those are like me and my dad's favorite movies. Like they're just so funny. And I just like look over at my mom. And she's like, "How do you think this is funny?" She thinks they're funny. She's like, "They're just so stupid."
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Mom. I agree.
Yeah, no, I'm a very big comedy fan. So, like I said, I watch all the old SNL sketches probably like a million times. Like I love it.
During quarantine, did you write and play music more, or did you binge watch comedy stuff?
Probably music, I think, but comedy was definitely a close second place.
Did you and your family or you binge watch anything new? Like a lot of people have like binge watched entire series of things. I know I have.
We watched
That's shaking her head too.
All American was one that we definitely binge watched in like a couple nights. Outer Banks was a really good. That
was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh, I loved it. It's like my favorite show right now, and it still is. I might rewatch it because it's just it was just too good. And then
me and my husband watched that in one night.
Oh yeah, no.
We sat there and binge watched the whole thing in one night. It was so good.
We did it in like 2 or 3 nights. It was my sister watched the first episode and she was like, "This is stupid," and left. And I'm like, okay, first episode was a little slow, but you got to get past that first. My mom was like,
"Yeah, you always have to get past the first episode."
I've watched The Office 3 times, and my parents, I'm trying to get them to watch it so bad right now, and they're like, everything they read, they're like, "Oh, it's just like apparently the first season you got to get by," and I'm like, it just gets better as you go. If you haven't watched The Office yet, you got to watch it.
I haven't because I couldn't get past it, but now my son that is your age loves it.
It's the best show.
It must be like a your generation thing.
Oh yeah, I'll have it on when I'm just like doing.
Cat shaking her head, yeah.
And it's so funny. I love that show. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Don't worry, my allergies are driving me crazy.
But like I've rewatched all the Kevin Hart comedy specials on Netflix. I've rewatched the Adam Sandler one that is on. Like that's like I said, I don't really watch a lot of Netflix, but when I do, I kind of just like rewatch the same stuff. I don't know why, but I just rewatch.
I can't do that. It drives me insane to rewatch something I've already watched. It doesn't matter how much I love it.
Yeah, me too. But like, I was so sad the day they took Family Guy off Netflix because that was like my favorite. That was like my favorite show.
I hate that show.
Oh, I love that show. I think it's so funny. It's just.
I think it's stupid, but my husband loves it. So yeah,
but it's so funny. Like all those cartoons, like Family Guy, The Simpsons, South Park, like all those. Like I said, I have a very, very stupid sense of humor, so anything is really kind of funny to me.
So you have the same sense of humor as my husband because he loves every show you just mentioned. He loves The Simpsons, and I think they are so stupid.
Oh, I have like the Simpsons movie on like DVD. Like I love all those. I love all those shows. I'm so happy when I watch those, and like nobody else really. My dad he'll sit down and watch like Family Guy or like South Park with me, but I'll like sit down next to my mom or something, and I'll like put it on, and she'll be like, "Why are we watching this? This is so stupid." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's so funny." Like, I love it all.
You're going to be the first country singer-songwriter to write a song about those shows.
Oh, 100%. I love it. I actually started writing a song kind of based off of Outer Banks a little bit. I'm still kind of working on it, but it was kind of like that whole like Pogue versus Kook lifestyle.
Hey, get it to Charles Esten if you do.
Yeah, no, I started writing that one with one of my friends a couple weeks ago, which was pretty awesome. But
now, did you probably didn't, but maybe your mom did, or maybe you did. I don't know. I don't think it was just a girl show. Did y'all watch Nashville?
my
Why are you
parents.
rolling your eyes, Kat?
I'm not gonna watch that show because I can guarantee you it has nothing to do with the music industry in Nashville. And why would I want to get a fake ID in my head?
Just
I haven't watched the
mute
show.
your mic back.
I don't want to watch it.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
I haven't watched it either. I don't know if I really will, but my parents, they watched it, and
Yeah, see, I think it's more of a, my son wasn't into it either, but I freaking loved it. Whether it's accurate or not, some of it's not exactly accurate, like every show, but I loved it. But it's the reason I brought that up. It was hard to watch because on that show, Charles Eston was such a good guy.
Yeah.
And then, that's always the dad. And he's so bad in Outer Banks.
Oh my gosh. It's so.
I was like.
I watched a couple episodes of Nashville, sit down, random episodes in the seasons. And it's like, it was very weird because like everything I've ever seen him in, he's like always kind of the good guy. So it was just so strange. And it was like, I don't know. I liked it. I liked him better as the villain. I feel like, I don't know. It was weird.
It was weird. Yeah, it was weird because you're supposed to hate him in Outer Banks, right? But I couldn't even hate him.
Right. I was like, oh man, he's a jerk, but like it's whatever.
Yeah. It's like he's a jerk, but it's okay because it's Charles Eston. It's okay.
You know him from everything else that he's been in, and he's a good guy.
Yeah. So I feel like, and I could be totally wrong because evidently I just was about Scotty, but that's one person's opinion.
Right.
Just kidding, Kat. I love you, but I just feel like he is such a down to earth good guy. So he's definitely somebody that I want to meet in Nashville.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely I haven't watched the show, but like that show, and then what's the name of it? Sons of Anarchy. Those are two shows that my parents want me to watch, and I've wanted to watch them for a while, but I honestly feel like I never have time anymore. I just kind of run on the same schedule every day, and I just feel like I don't have time.
Isn't it crazy how in quarantine we feel like we don't have time for stuff?
Oh, throughout quarantine, I've had the same exact schedule every day. I wake up, I eat breakfast, actually, when I wake up, I'm eating lunch by the time that I wake up. And then
that's a typical teenage answer.
Yeah, I go outside, play outside for a little bit, do the music, and then I get on video games at night. Like I have the same exact schedule every single day. And it's just, I don't know, it's been nice having that schedule because like I'm doing everything I love. I'm going outside playing basketball, coming in, writing a song, learning a couple new songs for covers, and then playing video games with my friends. Like, because we can't hang out, so this is video games are the next best thing.
True. Nothing wrong with video games. What's your favorite video game?
At the moment, Call of Duty Warzone. That is my game. I love that game. But
any kind of, I'm not familiar with that one, but when my older sons were still home, there was God, I just blanked out. What was that game that they played all the time? Jeez. Tell me, like, what was the last like big popular game everybody was playing all the time?
Fortnite?
Not Fortnite, before that.
GTA, Grand Theft Auto, maybe.
Call of something?
Call of Duty, was it?
Maybe that was it.
Call of Duty World War II, maybe.
I don't know.
Warfare, I don't know. There's a bunch of Call of Duty games. There's so many.
Yeah, they were shooting up everybody is all I know. So there's always video games going in my house before the older boys left home. So yeah, video games are fun. And I have a couple on my phone that I play. So my husband's always like, "Are you playing that stupid game?" I'm like, "It's fun."
My mom plays Words with Friends all the time. That's like that's her game. That and Candy Crush was like her thing for the longest
I like
time.
the puzzle games. Yeah. So it's just something to break up the monotony of a day. You gotta have something.
I never really have like games on my phone. I don't know why. I always thought I would, but there's none that I think it's just because like I play like different like types of video games where it's like games on my phone aren't really appealing to me anymore.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It's weird. I used to play on my iPad all the time. I'd have like stupid little games like Paper Toss and like all those games. So it's weird how like that change.
I think my middle son had that one on his phone, and because I remember being like, "What are you doing? Is that the one where you literally like try to toss balls of paper into a trash can?" Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the crap? Who? Oh well, whoever thought of that game is like a millionaire. So whatever." But
100%.
that's crazy. So if you are you well, you may still do you have plans to go to college, or are you just gonna do music?
Well, so right now my plan is I want to take a year off and move down to Nashville and with a couple friends or something and get a couple roommates or whatever and just do music for a year and then like
See
the
what
colleges.
happens.
Yeah, the colleges I want to go to are in Nashville anyway. So like I want to either go to Belmont or I always blank on the name, but it's another one in Tennessee. So I definitely want to go to college down in Nashville if I'm going to go. But right
Yeah.
now, it's just kind of to take a year off and just pursue music.
I have a cousin that goes to Belmont, so that's it's good school from what I hear. What would you study, like music in school or business, or what was your thought in
I'd probably
college
do,
life?
I'd probably do business, because I feel like I don't know. I'd probably do business, but I don't know if you know who Hardy is. He's a
Mhm.
musician. He got like a songwriting degree. And he went to school in Nashville. I forget, and that's the school that I want to go to. But I'm one of the other schools, but I completely am forgetting the name of it. But like he got a songwriting degree, so I was like thinking maybe that, but probably most likely is business stuff.
Yeah. Well, you could always business and minor
Right.
in the musical something for sure. But I think it's a great idea to, no matter how well your music goes, and it's gonna go well, but still to have that college behind you,
Right.
just because you never know.
Yeah. Right now, school, especially with the whole like remote learning online thing, it's not my thing. I don't want to say it's like not my thing, but I don't really enjoy it. So I think definitely
Yeah.
taking a year off because I actually know a couple other people that are like going to be taking years off. So I think it's definitely probably the right choice for me, especially at the moment with music. So
Well, I think every kid has to make that decision, what's best for them. My son actually has a friend that just made that exact same decision. She's taken a year off, and I was kind of shocked by it. But then, I thought about it and I was like, okay, well, you have to do what is right for you.
Right.
So, and of course, you've got to go explore Nashville. If you didn't, you'd regret it. You'd wonder what if. You'd have all those what ifs. Have you been to Nashville yet?
So we went, I want to say it was like 2014, 2015. It was before I kind of started doing music and playing out way before. And we were supposed to go in April and I was going to be recording a bunch of new songs and, but we had to cancel and we're now going in August and I'll be recording a couple new songs and, hopefully playing a couple shows. I just booked my first one I just booked a writer's round down there. So I'm very excited for August.
Awesome. You will absolutely love it.
Yeah, I got a bunch of friends down there already. So I have a friend actually who lived in my town and she just moved there last summer. Her family moved there last summer. So, and I think she's coming up and visiting pretty soon. But I have a bunch of friends down there who I've been talking to, especially because like over this quarantine, like I've met people from all around the country. I've met people from California, Texas, Indiana, North Dakota. Like I've met people from everywhere and like doing co-writes. Like I've been co-writing like twice a week. Maybe I had a co-write earlier today. But like co-writing's been a big thing and just meeting all these new people from everywhere. It's nice to know like if I go somewhere, I'll have friends there where I can hang out and they can show me around and stuff. So it's pretty awesome. It's been meeting all these new people who I honestly probably would have never really met if none of this kind of happened. So there's always there's always a bright side to everything. And I mean, that was my mind for this. I got a lot of new music. I got a bunch of new songs. Like, I think I got like 20 new songs written. Like,
oh wow.
Oh yeah. And I mean, not all of them are done, but like, and then like writing for other people, like I've just been, there's always a bright side to everything, and that was mine. It's just meeting all these new people and getting all these new songs. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And I'm sorry, I don't mean it in an insulting way. I just have a child your age. So, but it's great to hear a kid besides my own have such a positive attitude and be able to bring something positive out of this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so easy to look at the negative.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's really good to hear that you have such a positive outtake from it and that you're not letting it slow you down.
Yeah, no, if I'm being honest with you, like in the beginning of it, I was definitely like, this sucks. Like, I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can't see my friends. I can't do anything. I can't go out. Like, because before that, like, before this all happened, every single Friday or Saturday night, depending, because it's our schedule kind of depends on whether or not I have a show or not. So every Friday or Saturday night, me and my friends, we'd go out to eat, and then we'd go like drive around and just go like screw around and do a bunch of stuff. And we'd always be hanging out, and then like it just all came to a stop.
Yeah.
Because like the night before everything happened, I had a show. It was kind of, I don't want to say life is normal, because everybody was kind of on edge and everybody knew kind of what was about to happen. So like the next day, everything like just came to a stop.
Yeah.
Was done for 2 weeks, they said, because like they canceled school for the Friday, and we all went out to lunch. We all hung out. We went to the mall afterwards. And then like Saturday, like I said, I had that show. Sunday came to a stop. They were like, all right, no school for 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, I'm like sick. 2 week vacation. And then we have April break. Like, this is the best. And then
it started out that way. I knew they would not go back to school.
And then they just kept extending it. And I was like, and it took me a while to kind of get into like a routine of things. And I wasn't really motivated to do, I don't want to say I wasn't motivated to do music, but I wasn't working as hard as I really should have been.
Yeah.
And then like after a couple weeks, I was like, I kind of like slapped myself, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I need to work much harder. And so I started writing every day, or trying to write every day. I started doing, like I said, the co-writes. I was doing the lives every single week. And I've just been like, at the beginning, I was like really sad and bummed out about everything, but now I'm just like really happy. I'm so happy with what I've been doing. And I've just been really motivated to do just music. And it's been awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. So when you go to Nashville in August, you said you're going down there to do some recording. So are you putting together an EP to put out, or
yes, so
a single, or what's your plans next?
So at the beginning it was going to be an EP, but now I think I'm going to like release them as singles. I'm going to do like a single a month, and then at the end it'll like wrap up into like an EP. But so we're recording 4 new songs, and I just actually emailed. I have a bunch of new songs written, and I had to kind of like gut them down to 8 songs. I got them down to 8 songs, and I actually sent them all to my producer today, and we're going to decide the 4 songs. And then, like I told you before this, I started writing a new song, so now I'm thinking I have to send that one because I'm really liking the way this one's turning out. And then I'm going to be writing another one pretty soon with one of my friends from Nashville. I think I'm really going to like the way that one turns out. So I'm going to like keep on writing, and it's probably going to, the 4 songs I have right now that I probably want to record might not even be those songs. I might write 4 whole new different songs. Like, it's a very stressful like thing to pick the 4 songs, but I know,
I can imagine.
I know with whatever I record, I'm going to be happy with it. I feel like I'll be happy with it. So, and I just can't.
Well, it's good to have a library of music.
Right. Yeah, I just can't wait for people to hear the new stuff when it comes out. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, your stuff that you already have out is great. So, I can just imagine what is to follow, because I listened to what you had out on Spotify, of course, and I mean, I loved all of them. Yeah. So I'm sure I'm gonna love what you put out next. I'll be definitely following you and keeping up with your career, and I'll just add you to the list of my kiddos that I'm keeping up with to see how they do.
because that first project I released was like all acoustic, and then we had like Nothing Beats, which was like the only one with the band, and the band was me. But this time it's gonna be like full band, everything, and it's gonna have like that nice punch to it, and I can't wait. I'm very excited for it.
Well, I'm excited for you. I can't wait for you to get busy recording and getting this all put together and just making your dreams come true, and just keep the big picture in mind, and remember, no doesn't mean never.
Yeah.
Nashville's hard sometimes, and no doesn't mean never. So if you get no, just keep pushing forward.
Fun fact about Luke Combs, he went into a meeting with like a record label or whatever when he was first starting out, and they had him play 3 songs. Those 3 songs were She Got the Best of Me, Hurricane, and One Number Away. And they told him he has to write better songs. And those are like all 3 of them are number 1 songs. So it's like
it matters who hears them.
Exactly. It's just like, imagine that, like, you got to write better songs. All 3 of them went number 1. Like, that's just that's mind blowing to me. Like, I don't know. It's I look up because like Luke Combs, he's got a lot of like interesting stories from when he was first starting out, and same with Morgan Wallen. Like they've got everybody's got a bunch of interesting stories of rejections, and it's like,
oh yeah,
unbelievable. Like, and then like those songs that are said to be no are like no, like I don't know. It's mind blowing to me sometimes. Like some of the stuff you hear from.
Oh yeah, it is definitely. And then like I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but I know there's a bunch.
Yeah.
But like singers that are well known, that like went on The Voice or American Idol and got told no, or didn't have a single chair turned.
Morgan Wallen, he got knocked out in the 2nd or 3rd round, and he was on Usher's team, and he was I was watching an interview with him, and he's like, I hated every second of it. He goes, it's not a singing.
I haven't watched the last few seasons of The Voice, so I'm not too familiar.
Oh no, this was a year. And he was like, I hated every second of it. He goes, it's not a singing competition, it's a TV show. Like, he's like, they made me somebody I wasn't. He's like, they dressed me like Poppy, and like you'll see like a picture of him from when he was on The Voice compared to now. It's not even the same person. Like it's
I'll have to look that up. I haven't seen that.
It's so funny, but like he got knocked out in The Voice, and now he's got a bunch of songs. Like he's written a bunch of number 1 songs. Like he wrote "You Make It Easy" for Jason Aldean. Like he's written a bunch of songs. So it's just like it's so weird.
It's crazy,
stories, because it's just like some of the hits like they've taken. And it was funny because he's like, I went on The Voice. He's like, I never heard of it. My mom just signed me up for it. And I was like, all right, we'll do this. So he like did months of auditioning. He was in California for like months at a time. And he's like, it was a long process, but he goes, I'm thankful for it. And it kind of like showed me a lot of just like things to either like go towards and like avoid. So it's just like, it's an interesting. So people always ask me if I ever want to do like American Idol or The Voice, and those never really kind of interested me.
Yeah,
I kind of did like when I was a younger age, like, but now it's just kind of like I want to.
When you thought it was just a contest and not this crazy process,
right? And it's not even that. It's just like it slowly kind of like started to like lose interest in like my or whatever. So I wanted to do it like I did an article in our town's paper, and I worded it like I wanted to do it like the old-fashioned way, like busking, like going into me, like, so that's definitely the way I want to achieve this and go the route I want to go down. I don't really know how to word it, but that's
no, I know exactly what you're saying, and it makes perfect sense. I don't think you need any of those shows to do it anymore. Well, I mean, I won't say that they don't put out people that make it. Obviously, they do. But I think it's all planned from the very beginning. Who's going to make it, who's not going to make it, where they're going to finish, the whole 9 yards.
I still watch American Idol. I still watch the shows. I still like.
Oh, I still do too. I love them. But I realized, I think the first few seasons were like real, legit. And then it's become like all reality TV, it's become more scripted.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything's kind of, I feel like everything though is like everything in reality TV. It's not really reality TV. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, I don't really watch a lot of that other than just like American Idol and The Voice though. I actually signed up for The Voice earlier this year and I never heard anything back. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay. So I signed up just kind of like, was like, I'll give it a shot. So like,
just see what happens.
I'm like, this would be a cool experience, like seeing how everything's, but I never heard anything back. So I was just kind of like, all right.
Have you watched Songland?
I watch it every now. I don't watch it when it's like on. I usually just watch like the after clips on YouTube. I watch it every now and then though. Yeah.
I didn't watch it like the first, what is this, the second or third season? I don't even know what season we're into of it, but I'd never really watched it until like now. Yeah. And I watched it the other night because BB Rexa was on there. Mm-hmm. And I love her. So that's the only reason I even watched it. But that is a super cool show.
That's a really, it's such a cool idea for a show. Like I think it's such a cool show. And there's been a couple, like, I don't want to say like a couple pretty good, but like there's been a lot of good songs like that I kind of listen to that have come from that show. Like,
yeah, well, it was crazy because BB couldn't choose between two songs, so she took both of them and mixed them.
That's sick. That's really cool.
And it was freaking fantabulous. I haven't looked it up, but apparently it's on YouTube. The song that she took, I think it's called Miracle. If she didn't change the name of it, it's called Miracle. And she's going to use it like, because she was supposed to, apparently she's going to sing at the next Olympics. And so it was a song for the Olympics. So yeah, she couldn't decide between these two songs. So she put two together.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. She was like, I like this part of your song and this part of your song. So I'm going to combine them together. And it was crazy good.
That's pretty awesome. I'll have to check that one out. I just kind of watch like clips on YouTube of ones that like kind of interest me. That's how I am with anything. I just kind of watch stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to like these like late night shows, because like I watch like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, all those, and I just kind of always watch like the clips on YouTube the night after because it's just dumbed down and you don't have to fast forward everything.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there.
So much simpler.
Oh yeah, yep, for sure. Nobody wants to watch commercials anymore. All right, well, I could talk to you all night. You have been great, but I'm going to let you sing one more if you want to, and then we'll close out.
All right, so I think I'm going to sing one that me and my dad wrote. I forgot to actually mention that. Me and my dad wrote it together.
I was about to say, you didn't say he was a songwriter.
I completely forgot to mention that. He really never was. Me and him kind of like started doing it together. And
that's awesome.
And so we've written a bunch of songs together. And so I'm like trying to decide. I think I'm going to do one that I wrote. I wrote it this year, and it's one of the ones that I sent to my producer today. And it's different than anything I've ever written before. And like as a young songwriter growing up, I can't drink. I can't do any of that fun stuff. So I'm always kind of like looking around everything and seeing what's going on. So this kind of song is kind of like about just that, and like it's called Clean Living. So it'll here it is.
All right.
I was out every night, Whiskey Hill, bound to thing. I had Bud Light coursing through my veins. Always trying to hook up, cause a few breakups. My empty heart was all that remained. No more booze, and no more cheap women. No more staying out late and getting into fights. Maybe pause some tongue life for a minute. sinner. Make my way to the road of clean living. Monday morning comes, I'm not ready for the day. I look at my wallet and want to ask my pay. I don't remember much from the past couple of days. Trying to retrace my steps as I go walking through cold days. No more boots, and no more cheap women. No more staying out late and getting down to fight. Maybe pause this honky-tonk life for a minute and make my way to the road of clean living. I woke up this morning and I must confess that I've got my life into one hell of a mess. And no more blues, and no more cheap women. No more staying out late and getting them to fight. Baby, pause this honky-tonk life for a minute and make my way to the road. Make my way to the road. Make my way to the road of clean living.
That was awesome. That was another great song. All right, so you said you sent that to your producer today. Have you heard back from him, or you gotten feedback on it yet?
I haven't heard back yet, but that might be one of the ones I'm thinking about recording. It's definitely it's different than anything I've ever really written before. So it's got that, like, I don't really know, just that shuffle kind of to it. So I really liked it when we wrote it. It's still one of my favorites to play and sing.
Yeah, that is definitely a good one. I can see people loving that as well. You amaze me at your age to be such a good songwriter already. And I mean, that's natural talent right there. I mean, that can't be taught. So, I mean, that's just.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's amazing. You are great. You seem like a great kid, and you're definitely a great musician. So I wish you the best in everything that you do. And definitely after you go to Nashville in August, let's jump back on sometime later in the fall and catch up and see how that trip went. And you can tell us all about it.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'll let you know.
All right. That sounds great. All right. Well, everybody that has tuned in and watched or will watch the replay, thank you again. This has been Liam Coleman, and he has just been fantastic. So y'all make sure you go check his music out. I heard it on Spotify, but I imagine it's on all the musical platforms.
It's on every platform. So, yeah.
Okay. And I know he's got Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just made a TikTok account. I don't know if I'll be posting on that, but everybody was pressuring me into making one. I'm like, you know what? We'll make it. We'll just have it. So I'm on every single social media. So yeah.
All right. Well, y'all heard that, people. Y'all can find Liam anywhere on any and all of the social media and the musical platforms. Go download his music. I promise you will not regret it. This kid is going places. So until, let's see. Oh, I do have an interview tomorrow afternoon. So not a night show. It's an afternoon show. So I will see you guys then. Hope y'all have a great night. Liam, do you have anything that you'd like to say to your fans?
Thank you guys for watching and listening today, and keep an eye out for after August, it's definitely going to be a lot of good new music. So
a lot of good stuff coming.
yes.
All right, y'all heard it right here. After August, we'll be looking for news of what's to come and when exactly.
Yeah.
All right, people, y'all stay safe. Have a great night. Until tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.